hearing a noise on the Mercedes. So it sounded kind of like the rear brakes. Take a look at this one over here. As bad as that rotor is, I can't remember. I think I bought a set of rear brake pads. I can't remember if I put them on it or not. I think I kind of bought them and they didn't need it. Let's see, can I get y'all in where you can see? It's hard to see. I might have to look sideways. There. Be the top right hand corner of your screen. The pad looks really good. Like I said, the rotors are awful. That pad looks really good. Over here, we look the same place. You can see that pad is down to nothing. See it? It is just about metal to metal. Looks like that squeal pad thing, or that pad, that shim. Looks like it's starting to rub. These are basically metal to metal. So that tells me this caliper is dragging. Now I remember one of the rear calipers was dragging when I got the car, and I kind of, once I pushed it in, it seemed to be in good shape. So we're going to tear it down and see. I'll probably end up pulling a caliper off the other car. Hopefully they could have two different styles, two different brands. They interchange, but I don't think it's good to mix them. I forget the two brands, but you know, if I have to, the other car, maybe I can take both rear calipers off. We'll see, but I at least need to try to get one caliper off. The other side seems to be working well. Like I said, I can't remember if I put pads on it last time or not, but if I didn't, I might have a set of pads here or the other car. So we're going to see if we can do this without buying parts. I'm not opposed to buying parts. It's just I wasn't planning on doing this, and I don't think I can get any parts locally. So that's the reasoning. But I might go ahead and swap. I think the other car's got good rotors on it, so I might swap rotors as well. So we'll see. Got it apart, and this rotor is actually, I mean, it doesn't look the best, but it's actually in decent shape. I'll take a look at the other car, but we may leave it alone. We'll see. I don't remember if these come off or if I have to do something to get them off. Oops, that was not good. And you can see the pads. This piston here is probably the one that's sticking, because you can see this pad is down to nothing. And I do remember I did put these pads on it. I remember doing these release pins and everything and driving them out and putting new pads in. Also did new rear brake lines. That's why I was thinking, I remember this one was dragging, or one of the rear brake calipers was dragging. I remember that when I got the car. And I had a rear one that was dragging and a front one that was leaking. And I replaced the front one that was leaking. I bought a rebuilt one. And I, when I did the rear brakes, when I shove, sometimes when you shove these things in, sometimes that'll kind of free them up, you know. They just need to be worked. And also did rear brake lines or hoses. And after I did all that, you know, with new pads and everything, it seemed to be okay. But evidently it was still dragging. You can see, did not get metal to metal, but this was rubbing. That's the noise I was hearing. So Now we need to go look at the other car. These calipers are ATE. I don't remember what other brand they had, but they're ATE. So I'm gonna need to go look at the other caliper, see what it is. So I'm gonna take my jack, cordless impact, 17 millimeter, and we will go take a look. So these are not ATE calipers, so I'm hoping they're good and I can use both of them. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can get these off. These calipers, I mean these rotors. Alright, these are not ATE calipers. They don't say ATE on it. So I think we're gonna have to take these calipers off. Both of us, take both of these off, put them on the other car. Hopefully they are good. We'll use the pads that are on here, and I'm gonna go ahead and swap these rotors over as well. Since we got to do both anyway, might as well use the rotors too. These are, it looks like this thing just had a rear brake job like right before it got set up. So they've got some rust, but it's not, I don't really feel any pitting. It's just surface rust. So it should clean up well and should work well for us. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off and we will get this thing ready to swap over. Like I said, it looks like this thing just had a ton of brake work on it. It's got a new booster, a new master cylinder. It's got those new rotors. It was last on the road in 2015 or 2016, 15 or 16, somewhere around there. So it's sat for about 2 years. It's still got a good brake pedal. It still feels like it's got good brakes on it. So I'm gonna hope that these calipers are good and we'll just swap both of them over. I guess I should make sure they didn't mismatch calipers on each side. That one's got the same crosshatch rotor, and it appears to be the same caliper, same kind. I don't see any signs that they were leaking fluid, so I think we're good. Like I said, I put new hoses on mine, so we'll use my hoses. These are pretty cracked up. I noticed mine right here had a little bit of cracking on it. And they're brand new. They're less than a year old. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but I guess that's the quality of parts you get sometimes. So let me pull this off. And I didn't show you on the other one, there's two 17 millimeter bolts. There and there. And that'll take the caliper off. And then we'll take the rotor off. With this rotor being rusty, and I had just pumped the brakes, this caliper came off easy. You can see how good this thing looks. And the emergency brake shoes are in good shape too. My emergency brake works well, so I think the shoes are probably in good shape on it too. We have to do one side at a time though. I couldn't get my jack under the middle, so we just got it over here. So I'll have to do this side on my other car, and then I kind of want to, I might go grab my other jack and jack up the other side, because I kind of want to see if, make sure that other caliper is good before I go through all this trouble. Remember, is the stock jack in here? Maybe. Let me look. Alright, I consider this sketchy, so don't do it. I will just throw this up under the car just to be safe, but I will not get up under the car. Of course, I'll make sure to keep all parts out from up under the car. Factory jack right there. The reason I say this is sketchy is I still got my hydraulic jack lifting up the other side. You don't want to do that. This car is kind of sunk in the ground, so it's holding the front steady, and my jack is sunk in the ground on the other side. It's kind of wet here, and then that sunk in the ground too. But I couldn't get a jack, one of my regular jacks, up under here because this tire was flat, so the stock jack could go low enough. You can see it was just sitting flat up against the rim. So I'm going to go ahead and undo the 2 caliper bolts. The caliper looks like it's in good shape. Hopefully it's not sticking. This rotor actually looks a little better than the other side. So we're going to go ahead and pull them off, and when we go back, I'm going to go ahead, I'll go ahead and bolt my other stuff back up on this car, I think, because I want to keep this brake system sealed up because it is in good shape. I don't want to let all the fluid drain out and that master cylinder dry out. So we're gonna do our best to keep this thing in good shape in case we ever need it. I do have a new master cylinder on mine, so but it's a rebuilt one. But I have had a few instances where the master cylinder didn't quite seem right, like it was bypassing or something. I've done that twice, so if I need to look and see how much of a warranty it's got on it. If it's still got warranty, I might see if I can warranty it out, or swap this one on if it keeps doing it. But like I said, it's done it twice in about a year. You know, where the pedal just kind of went down further than I thought it should have, so like it was bypassing. All right, let me get this off. All right, that caliper seems to be in good shape, or this caliper. But the other rotor just slipped right off. This one does not want to, so we're going to spray around the flange right here. And then everybody needs a really big rubber mallet. Just like that. So 14 millimeter line wrench. What we're going to do, we'll bust it loose, and then we're going to turn the caliper, shock it, just like that. But I'm going to go do that on the other side and wait on this side until I get the other side off on my other car, or on my car. That way this one's not just bleeding out brake fluid. We'll go ahead and take the other one off and take it and swap it out real quick on the other car. Try to minimize brake fluid loss on both cars. Side is done. I think I'm gonna leave this off here. I'm fighting rain. It's been sprinkling on and off, and so I'm gonna just try to hurry up and finish up the other side. I quickly switched calipers. I took this one off and stuck the other one on real quick. I am gonna have to bleed the brakes, of course, and then as soon as I got this one tight, I went over to the other car and put the other caliper back on, so it wouldn't lose too much brake fluid. Quickly kind of clean this up with the wire wheel, and it's far from perfect, but probably within 100 miles it'll be all cleaned up and nice and shiny. I just wanted to get the heavy stuff off to make sure, you know, just so it didn't eat into the brake pads. These brake pads are in good shape. They'll last quite a while, and so they should be good. We've got to go put the other one on. These are, looks like ATE calipers or rotors. These calipers seem good. They push in and out easily. I don't know if they've been rebuilt. This one looks like maybe it was original. The other one looks a little cleaner. It may be a rebuilt one. I don't know, but they're both the same style. And I don't remember who did these. I know the ones are ATE, I think, and I don't remember if these were Bendix or something like that. I don't remember, but I don't know. So those should be good. We just got to do the other side now. I did have to, because the brake line screws directly into the caliper here. Once I got it tight and got the caliper on, my brake line was kind of twisted a little bit, and I couldn't, you know, no matter which way I flipped the caliper, it was still twisted. So I did crack it loose right there on the hard line and spin the brake hose to where it, you know, wasn't kinking up or anything. So we're in good shape there. So now let's just hop over to the other side and take care of it. Or I'll hop over to the other side and take care of it. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below, hit the like button, and subscribe for more.